Yeah.
What do you think of that? I mean, we interviewed you on the day, but they did seem to do a good job, didn't they? Birmingham Metropolitan College that day.
Yeah, I've not seen the DVD yet, but I've seen it on one of the websites, I think, and yeah, it looks good. I mean, you can do that at the. Have you got you're at the All England and you're at about 5 competitions?
Yeah, but whether they'll be able to do them all, don't know. But we're talking to other people doing some. The All England is a problem, obviously, for colleges because it's in July and all the students are closed down. So it will be filmed, but it'll probably be ourselves, for that particular one. But we'll just take each one as it comes. But at least it's getting the events filmed and out to a wider audience, which is what our aim's been all along, really.
Yeah.
From that point of view. Yeah. But you'll be seeing a DVD of the Spring Waterloo in the very near future. I gather that there'll be some available. I think Jimmy said at the All England. So good. No, looking forward to it. You win, of course, Spring Waterloo. You're back for Champion of Champions and the Oceanic Masters, although you'd already qualified for that. So some more big events to go to. Look forward to.
Yeah, they're a long way off then. I mean, that's September and October, so there's a lot of things to play in before then. But it's nice to know you've qualified for them, and you're not. Once you're in them, aren't you? You're not thinking, well, I've got to try and win this or win that or win the other to have a chance of getting in. So it's a nice position to be in. Still reasonably early in the season, really. So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We've been talking tonight, Gary, about county next week's matches. What's your take on Greater Manchester's chances?
Well, I mean, on paper, with a very good chance. I mean, we can afford to lose by. I think it's in the early 30s. I think it's 30 and still go through. My only concern, but my concern at the moment is the going. Really, we've been on Otwood today, and it's flying, absolutely flying. And it's not playing like the green that really. And I do think if you get extreme conditions at both venues, then it may count against us. But hopefully I'm just being a bit pessimistic. But on paper we should go through. There's no doubt about that. But as I say, I think we'd be happy if it was just normal conditions at both venues. But it's a different game when the greens are screaming. So.
Yeah, you've got a few shots to play with, haven't you, Gary?
Yeah, we've got about 30 to play with, I think.
Yeah, because Steve Davis was on earlier talking up Merseyside's chances, particularly on British Plate, which we know it is a tremendous home green, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good home green. I mean, a lot depends on the condition of it, which I've heard is I've heard mixed reports on that, and B, whether there's any grass on it, because with the size of the crown on that green, that is a green where they'll if it's flying, they'll go all over the place. But who knows? I don't know what the forecast is for this week, but as I say, the greens are very, very, very quick at the moment.
We've gone through sort of all the groups. I mean, some fascinating matches all in every section, really. But particularly the one down here we're involved in. I mean, it's Staffordshire and Shropshire shootout, really, in that particular group. Alan Parlin's with me here, who obviously bowls for Shropshire, Gary, and I think he just wanted to sort of congratulate you on your win.
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was funny. The championship-wise, if you've been listening in, I've sort of been saying, we played you the last few years. I think you beat us in a semi a few years ago on Compton, and then the year after you took us back on there. Which I think a few of the selectors said they were a little bit ignorant in probably doing that, or a little bit cocky, because as you openly said now, I have a look on the 21 Up website and things like that, and you put on comments, the Shropshire have probably got as good a squad as anybody now.
I can remember playing Shropshire in, I think I've got my years right here, in the semi-final in 2004. And again in the semi-final in 2008, and we beat them both times by less than 10 chalks.
Yeah.
But I think last year you used that green. Was it Pontesbury you used?
Yeah, Pontesbury. Yeah.
Very hard green, and it rained actually. So we're thinking, well, might have a bit of a chance here.
Yeah.
And we've absolutely annihilated them. It was a poor performance by us from our point of view.
Yeah.
But I do think, you know, a lot of young lads, very keen county, you know, for me they're as strong as anyone.
Yeah. I mean, going back on Compton, of course, we've been on there a year or so before, but you beat us. We put virtually the same team on there, you know, and actually knew a little bit more about it, you know, and then went ahead and beat yourselves. But I just think over, as we've been going through the tables now over through this show, I keep saying, you know, Greater Manchester, fantastic players who had a Greater Manchester, probably the best, just underachieving a little bit at the minute.
To a point, yeah, but I mean, we won in 2006 and we won again in 2008.
Yeah.
So, you know, if underachieving is that you're not winning it every year, you know, we'll keep underachieving.
Yeah. Good point. I think people always see that, you know, it's either yourselves or Cheshire are always going to be there and thereabouts.
Yeah, but you know, you've no divine right to win. You know,
No.
you've got 24 blocks. You know, how many games are won by less than 10?
Yeah.
You know, it's one game out of that 24.
Yeah.
You know, so I think we're reasonably happy with what we're doing. We picked the right green for the last game. We had a good result. But you know, if you look at from 1 to 24, you know, there's no way for me that we're miles stronger than anybody else. You know, the reality is we're not. So it just depends on who performs well on the day.
Yeah. Well, good luck anyway.
Yeah, and you. Yeah.
Cheers, Gary.
Couple of points coming on the screen, Gary. We heard today that Gareth Gwilym won the Greater Manchester Merit, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And someone's just asking a question if you made the All England yourself.
No. Well, I mean, I lost in the last 16, so you know we've only got one bloody qualifier, not certainly not 16 qualifiers. So no, Gareth will be Manchester's representative in the All England.
Yeah, your merit doesn't seem to get a lot of entries, does it?
No, it's difficult to put your finger on why, really. But we're going to try and change that next year. You know, a couple of people are going to get more involved in trying to up the entries. It'd be good if we can get 64 or more. But we probably get 20, 25 entries, really, something like that. Maybe a few more.
Yeah.
Maybe 30, 35. Sorry.
You see in Shropshire, Staffordshire, it's hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds, you know, the qualifying and all sorts. You know, Derbyshire, don't they have sub-qualifying, and you know, and that's why when it gets to All England on certain formats, you know, they have 5, 6, 7 entries sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There's a message come on the screen, Gary, although you missed out on the All England, but saying you still got a chance of winning the British Crown Green Veterans Merit. So.
Yeah. Not if I play Alan Bidwell, I won't.
Oh, no, that's right. Talking of veterans as well, of course, I mean, we must congratulate Noel Burrows. Last week he won the Cheshire Merit, and that means he's now won 4 different county merits. I think the first one was something like Lancashire Merit in 1968, I was telling me. Then he won the Greater Manchester one, he's won the Derbyshire one, and now he's won the Cheshire one. That is a tremendous achievement, isn't it, Gary?
It is. Why do you keep moving counties, though?
Oh, he's got a caravan.
Oh, right.
But
no, I actually called up to the panel on Friday, and he played my mate Paul Dudley Noel, and he was about 10 in front of him, Dudley, at one point, and he didn't make 30 at 41 up. He just played marvellous. You know, he's still a class act today. I think he's 66 now, isn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
And he still sends them as sweet as a nut, doesn't he? So.
He does, yeah, beautifully. And the other thing from the Cheshire Merit as well, and if you're aware of, but Arthur West has qualified for the All England.
Yeah, I don't know Arthur West. I've not met him, but I obviously know the name. And is he about 80?
He's 81.
That's
he lost in the final of the All England 47 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Did you beat him well in that?
And he's back at Fleetwood, you know, for this year. I mean, it's tremendous, isn't it? And I gather that he goes out most days, has a round of golf in the morning, and then goes and play 3 or 4 games of bowls in the afternoon.
That's fantastic at 81, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you'll be doing that at 81, no doubt, as well, Gav.
Yeah.